As I lay here in silence, I sit and I think. I think to myself that I am complete. I have accomplished a goal which I set out to accomplish, and in this time I find myself unsure. I do not know where to go from here. I know the direction I should go is up. Up is the correct direction, after all. But I find myself contemplating. Where do I go? What direction in life do I take to go up? What is up? I've been unemployed for quite some time, and I feel getting that job is, or should be, my next step, but I also find myself unable to leave home, for my new purpose has become taking care of my family, something I cannot do if I am no longer home. And while I can provide monetary value through employment, it is not the dutiful fulfillment that I seek. I find great fulfillment in feeding my family, providing for them, tucking them in at night, telling them everything's going to be fine, being there at 3 a.m. when my sibling is unwell, not feeling themselves, and being their shoulder to cry on. That is my fulfillment, and I cannot stay up that late with a job. I cannot be there consistently with a job. There is nothing I can do to fulfill the role I currently do if I find work. So I find myself wondering, what do I do? What is the best way to go about this? I want to preserve my purpose. The video I put out directly before this was about purpose and duty. I have been charged with a duty and I must see it fulfilled. But I find myself unsure of how to do so. It is troubling. I'm sure I can handle it. I feel better than I have in a long time. Everything feels okay, for once. But in that peace, there is the lingering question of when I will be thrust back into the fire, when I will be put back to the test, and when my mettle will be bent. When I will be forced to walk the glass road. I don't know. I do not know when, but I do know it's coming. So I will try to prepare. And I will take my time and rest. And build myself up so that I may withstand the storm. After all, sacrifice is a necessary part of growth, no? I can sacrifice nothing if I have nothing to give. So I must have something to lose first. Such is the cycle, no? Giving and earning. It feels good. It feels good to be useful. I would like to continue to be useful. It gives me purpose. a reason to go on, a reason to exist, something that I must have, that I must maintain that. So again, I say I will prepare. But at the same time, I am afraid. Afraid of what it will cost me. More importantly, I am afraid I may not be able to maintain my duty that I have been charged with. What I do know is this: I am strong. I am capable. I can fulfill this. I can do this. I just find myself wondering how it will come. How I will accomplish this task. And I do not know the answer. But I know I will. At some point. I know that if I put my head down, put on my music, and roll, I will eventually get to where I need to be. I will find my new task. And yet, I find I suffer from success. But not in the same way that successful people do. Most people, when they say they suffer from success, are people too rich for their own good or too famous. I have found peace, and I am terrified of losing it. That's what I'm looking for in this. That's the words I'm looking for. Suffering from success. It's weird to think about. Knowing what I've done. Knowing what I've come through, It feels weird to say that I suffer. But it is a form of suffering in its own. I do feel like I lose some of myself in that. I feel that I lose some of my anxieties. Or not anxieties, but anchors. Peace. I lose grounding in that. I lie here and I wonder what will come next, and I find myself robbed of my peace that I worked so hard to acquire. It feels strange. Knowing the success I have achieved fills me with dread, and wondering what comes next. After all, the happiness can only last for so long. It feels strange knowing that that peace must eventually go. And that's a lack of life experience. I know this is nothing abnormal to adults, but for those younger, for those newer, this is strange because it feels like happiness should be a goal that one can achieve. And yet I feel the longer I live, the longer it runs, the faster it becomes, the harder it becomes to find. I have found that in love, in life, in work, in home, I am constantly wanting. And perhaps it is my own mentality. Perhaps I do not have a new task, and I should settle. I should learn to accept and appreciate what I have. But I find myself wanting more, and perhaps that is the insatiable greed of man. Just wanting more. I don't really need more. I have a roof over my head. I have food in my belly. A bed I lay on. I'm cared for. I have the things I need to survive, but I find myself not living. I find myself wanting more from life, despite it owing me nothing. I have great ambitions. I want to be a writer. I want to be a producer. I want to do so many things in the world. I want to change it, one little brick at a time, but I find that task is daunting and immeasurable, one I may never achieve. But I want it nonetheless. It motivates me. It gives me pleasure chasing this seemingly inevitable and yet impossible dream. Something that I will no doubt reach, but escapes me ever further. Perhaps I don't know what I'm talking about. Perhaps this is just par for the course, and this feeling is something people consider normal. But I still don't like it. Just because it's normal doesn't mean I have to like it. Like politics. No one ever completely agrees with their country's leader, yet they accept it nonetheless. There's always something to complain about, yet we accept it as normal that there is always something to complain about. Maybe that's all. This is just something I should learn to accept and say is normal. There will always be something missing, something more to gain. Maybe that's the fun of this. I'll never be done growing. I'll never be done learning new things. Maybe that's what I should take away from this as well. I don't know. All I know for certain is that new things are coming, and I should be prepared. I will be tried. I will be tested. Put to the fire once more. And I don't know what awaits me in this fire. But I know I made it through the last one, and the one before that, and the one before that. And eventually I will conquer this flame too. It will become my flame, a weapon to use. A tool. Something I will conquer. I will make it. It's the uncertainty of that which I will make it through that concerns me. Not my survival. I fear not for my life, but for my livelihood. I want to be able to say I lived, not just survived. Maybe that's all it is. I want to live life to the fullest, and every day I wonder if I ever will be able to. Every day I watch the news, I think I may not. But that is another topic. Thank you for listening to my thoughts. I greatly appreciate your time every time I am given it. You owe me nothing. Maybe you feel the same, and these thoughts have helped you sort out your own. I don't know. But I hope you got something from this. Thank you for listening. I applaud you greatly. May this help you, and you have a good journey. Farewell, travelers.